Alright, hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be doing a full signature detail on this beautiful Cadillac Escalade. We're going to give it a premium ceramic spray coating on the exterior, a wheel sealant, treat all the trim with a beautiful trim dressing, and also we're going to be dealing with some water spotting issues it's been having on the front and on the sides. So, let's get into it. Exterior details are pretty straightforward, especially for those who only get super basic wash and wax packages, but what if you want to get more out of your details, such as some trim dressing, or even something much more durable than a standard wax? Well, in this video, I will be going over the highest tier package that I offer, called the Cardo Signature Detail Package, which is an exterior wash, trim dressing, a hydrophobic and longer lasting ceramic spray coating for the paint and the wheels. Now, unfortunately, this luxurious Escalade, it has a lot of water spots, to which the owner said had been left for a couple of weeks. It is visible on the lower portions, and despite the vehicle being white cream color to hide it, at a certain angle you can definitely see the horrendous view of spots all over the driver's side. The owner stated that they don't want a polishing service, so I will show you how to remove water spots without having to abrade the clear coat and without having to jeopardize the quality of the detail. So, plenty of information, tips, and tricks to showcase here for my fellow detailers, or if you are here for the show, then grab a couple of snacks, kick back, and enjoy the video. Now, this car was pretty clean from the start since I detailed it a few months back. However, unless I washed the car a couple of days ago, no vehicle is detailed without going through my APC rinse process. So, in liberal fashion, a degreaser was generously sprayed onto the lower portions of the vehicle to be left for a few minutes to soften up any potential traffic film. Then, after some time, it was then rinsed off, revealing a cleaner surface for a safer contact wash. For my mobile detailers out there, if you do the APC rinse process, you will soon realize that there is no APC or degreaser out there that is sun friendly. Strong alkaline cleaners can leave a nasty residue, streak, or stain that will require a bit of elbow grease or, worst case possible, a polisher to remove. My recommendation, if you are out in the summer heat like I am, do 1 to 2 panels at a time and rinse thoroughly. Yes, I understand you will use more water, but what can you really do as a mobile detailer already at a disadvantage with a hot environment? So just bite the bullet and hustle throughout the detail. Because traffic film is almost impossible to see with the unaided eye, you would want to make sure that a majority of that film is removed to ensure that you have a swirl-free wash. A car like this, though clean to my eyes, at the microscopic level, it has some grime on the lower body since that is where dirt kicks up from the tires. So, it is good practice to liberally spray the car, rinse, then follow up with the contact wash. This ensures that you are not wiping all of that grime onto the paint, which will very likely leave a swirl on the surface. So don't overthink it, play it safe, and APC rinse the vehicle. I get to town with the wheels because the eye-soaring water spots were pressing every OCD button in my brain, so the wheel was treated with some PNS's flagship, Brake Buster. This non-acidic wheel and tire cleaner has more than enough cleaning capabilities to cut through the light layer of brake dust on the relatively clean Escalade. Now, because I was the last one to detail this vehicle, I can certainly tell that the wheel wells and wheel barrels were easily cleaned with a spray and rinse method, so no need to go over the top with wheel cleaner and brushes. Both the wheels and tires were sprayed, then agitated with some dedicated brushes. And on the more intricate areas like the lug nuts, a detail brush was used to get into the nooks and crannies. This method was then repeated on the other wheels and tires, revealing a clean surface for the protection phase. If you are working outdoors in direct sunlight, use the same principle as the APC rinse. Work one or two sections at a time and keep an eye on as to how much product is still on the surface before it evaporates from the heat. If it stains, reactivate it with more product and agitate it. If that doesn't work, well, unfortunately for you, my friend, you will need to use some elbow grease or a polisher and abrade it off with some polish. After the rubber and metal had been inspected to be squeaky clean, I proceed onto the intricate areas of the exterior. Areas like the front grille, headlights, glass borders, door handles, and emblems were thoroughly cleaned with a solution of APC and a couple of drops of snow foam for lubricity. Now, I didn't want to foam the car because the immense heat will cook it in seconds before I can even get around the car, which would just be a waste of product. So, I use the mixture in a spray bottle and agitate the cleaner with a soft boar's hair detail brush and work in the product and rinse one panel at a time. This will help minimize wasting product and water because I am only cleaning and rinsing small areas instead of letting it all evaporate and streak on the car. This method isn't for everyone, but I found it very effective when working out in the heat or with a limited water supply when mobile. Regardless of method, it is always important to thoroughly clean the intricate areas to ensure a quality detail and a clean surface to apply the protection on. Having a sharp eye is crucial in the detailing industry because nothing is worse than spending hours cleaning and protecting the exterior only to realize that there is still grime staring back at you during your moment of relief. So always take a second or two to inspect your work before moving on to the next task. Next up is the contact wash. My soap of choice for this detail was Meguiar's Shampoo Plus. It produces enough suds to blanket the car and some thick bubbly foam and add some lubricity to reduce even further the chances of swirl marks. I use 16:1 dilution in a 32-ounce foam cannon and add a couple squirts in my wash bucket where ultra plush towels will be mixed in for the multi-mitt wash method. The snow foam solution was then blanketed all over the vehicle. This will help keep the surface cool and soften up any further stubborn contaminants during the contact cleaning. As for how thick foam should be, it really all comes down to personal preference. Both runny and shaving cream foam both have their benefits and downsides, but no matter which process you choose, they will both likely give you the same results. I picked thick foam for this detail because with the heat, I want the shampoo to stay on the paint for a lot longer until I can get around the whole car. If it was runny, not only will it run off the surface, but it will leave me with little soap left for lubricity. In a controlled environment, things would be different, but given the circumstances, I needed to be efficient and delicate about how I would clean a car outside in the sun. So, the necessary steps will be needed to ensure a thorough clean is achievable without jeopardizing the detail with evaporated soap, swirls, and unattended grime. After the vehicle was thoroughly rinsed with some deionized or spot-free water, I then pull out my trusty Eco Blower. This has enough power to blow out any water within the panels, door handles, grills, and emblems. It makes drying the vehicle a lot quicker, especially if there is some protection on the paint such as a hydrophobic wax. Not only that, but because there is one less step of touching the car, that would make the drying process much safer for the paint than dragging a towel over it. My idea of a swirl-free detail is not by mechanical work, slick chemicals, or ultra-soft towels, but rather how little can I touch the paint while still providing an effective clean. So methods like the APC rinse, multi-mitt method, foaming the car, and blowing drying all adds up to ensure a swirl-free exterior detail. At the time of recording, I am detailing in the subtropical area of Southern California, and I am more than aware of the brutal heat shining its rays upon me. Using deionized water helps for a spot-free wash, and, unfortunately for this luxury vehicle, the water spots on the driver's side door and stepping stool couldn't come off with a wash because it had been left for too long to cook in the sun. Now, there is a trick to remove water spots without polishing. However, I want to give a disclaimer that this method is risky if you do not know what you are doing, so attempt at your own risk. Even though the car is dry, I wet the panel with some water just to have the surface lightly lubricated for the application. For this spot removal technique, I use an acid-based wheel cleaner to which is applied on a microfiber towel and rubbed onto the contaminated areas. The acid will almost instantaneously dissolve the minerals stuck on spots, leaving a spot-free panel. However, Because this is an acid, the panels will need to be thoroughly rinsed to ensure that it does not dry up nor stain on the area. The owner acknowledged that removing the water spots without polishing will not fix the swirl marks and texture the paint might have, so this method comes in handy for quick water spot corrections if the client doesn't want to do a polish. For my detailers, I will warn that using an acid-based wheel cleaner will dissolve previous waxes a lot quicker, and might cause damage on some finishes of paint and metal. So when I gave that disclaimer earlier, I really do mean it. You have to understand what an acid is and where it can be safely applied to ensure that you can use the product accordingly without inflicting any damage. After addressing the spots, I proceed onto the protection phase with a ceramic spray coating from the trusted detailing brand Turtle Wax. This product lasts almost half a year, but with great care under a delicate detailer like myself, this can stretch to almost a full year with the proper maintenance washes. It only takes 2 sprays a panel for it to be hydrophobic right off the bat. A premium coating like this has many benefits such as more gloss, hydrophobic technology, slickness, and an easier wash process because the surface contaminants won't be able to stick onto the paint. Now, the premium package my client got also comes with wheel protection, so I added the same coating onto the wheels. Same benefits as the exterior, and also to prevent brake dust from sticking too much, which would make cleaning them easier without having to pull out aggressive cleaners. Now, since this is my signature package, I always want to ensure that my clients get the highest quality and durable product on their vehicle with respect to the package that they choose. That doesn't mean to get the most expensive wax out there, no. What makes a quality detail is the amount of gloss, slickness, and longevity a product can offer. So even if it's a simple wash and wax or my enthusiast signature detail package, I always make sure that my clients get for what they paid for and nothing less. And looking at this Escalade, it does need some help restoring that luxurious shine to make that white cream color paint pop out a little bit more. Here I use Chemical Guy's Hypercoat water-based dressing. I like this product because of its ease of use and OEM look or low shine, which would give the car an overall fresh looking detail. Choosing high gloss gel dressings not only are difficult to apply, but give off way too much shine to the point where the car looks like a toy. It all comes down to personal preference, but to be very honest with you, you can't beat a detail with some fresh looking matte black trim. So, unless my client tells me to use a high shine dressing, I'll play it safely with a classic OEM look. A last minute inspection with some gloss enhancing quick detail spray. I search for any residue, fresh bird droppings, or excess product and wipe away. This is the final yet important step for every detailer because once you hand back the keys, there is no returning from whatever might be brought up. Not only is it really unprofessional to hand the car back with some water spots, fresh bird droppings, and a not so clean glass, but it can dismiss you as a detailer. Not only a bad day for you, but your overall image as a detailer will be at risk if the client decides to post a bad review of you, of your work, online. So please, take the time and ensure a quality detail is delivered that they paid for. A couple of wipe downs later and this detail is now complete. I hope this video was helpful if you're a detailer, or if you enjoyed the oddly satisfying visuals and sounds. I'm glad that I was able to provide some nice shots. This wasn't a dirty vehicle by no means, but detailing is about cleaning dirty cars. It's about conditioning and preserving the client's investment. My signature detail package wasn't designed for clean cars in mind, but rather extending the longevity of the protection that goes onto the surface, hence why I offer a ceramic spray coating. Every detailer will have a different opinion on what the word detail means, but hopefully this video will shed some light as for what you should expect on the more high-end packages outside of a basic wash and wax. More videos like these are on their way, so make sure to stay tuned for that with a big red button below this video.
And that is it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, please leave a thumbs up. Subscribe down below if you want to see any more future content like this down the road. Thank you for watching. Stay safe. Have a good time.